My next guest has been making audiences laugh for 3 decades. He's performing this Saturday at the Trump Plaza in Atlantic City. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Mr. David Brenner. Are you kidding me?
How you doing?
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
I saw your jacket. I said, it's wrinkled. It must be linen. But now I'm looking. I'm thinking it's cotton, and it should, you should have ironed it.
I slept in it for 3 days, and it's been a hell of a 3 days for me. No, what this is, I got conned, I think. Guy said, "Where do you see this jacket?" He says, "What?" No, he said, "Where do you see this jacket?" It has metal threads in it that have memory. And so my luck, what they remember is looking like hell.
Yeah, look at that.
You can't ever, you know, I send it to a cleaner, and he sends it back with that stupid little person that says, "We're very sorry, we tried to correct your garment, but we can't."
Wow.
And I can see there's some guy like pressing for hours.
Yeah.
And this is the way it is, man.
It looks good on the monitor.
Yeah, it looks cool.
From my vantage point, it makes me uncomfortable.
Oh,
but
yeah.
But I might not.
Well, you know what you can do? You can sit in front of the monitor while we're talking.
Exactly. Did I make a mistake? I do a lot of things on this show. I also book the show. I choose you because I love you. I grew up watching you when I was 3, 4 years old. I was watching you. Did I make a mistake last week not putting Michelle Pfeiffer on the show? I didn't have room for her. I know she's a big star. We had Ben Stein. I said, no, Ben Stein's staying.
You know, there's something about screwing over a big star.
Yeah.
You got to take it into consideration.
Yeah.
You can't, you know what I mean?
I could have squeezed her in, maybe.
There isn't a man alive who wouldn't try to squeeze in Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah. Now, you were married. How long have you been married?
I've been married since February 19th. I got married live on the HBO Special.
That's right. David got married. You dated, and I met your wife. She is beautiful. You've dated her for 15 years. Dated for 15.
12 and a half years.
12 and a half years. You've dated her. I don't segment produce, but no, you dated her for 12 and a half years. And why did you decide to get married on TV, on HBO?
Well,
which counts as
you know,
television.
I was about 4 minutes short on material for the special. No. What the reason I did it really is I thought, you know, first of all, it would be such a great ending, and no one would believe it. And it saves you all the aggravation. You don't have to figure out who's going to sit next to who. Don't put him there. You know, a wedding, right? No, you don't want Uncle Jim. Uncle Jimmy's going to grab so-and-so's boob. But don't. You know what I mean? You know, so we had none of that. No one knew we were getting married. Yeah. None. And we have children already. You know what I mean? I mean, we didn't have them since February. We had them before. Sure. But the great thing about the wedding, this is the best part to me of the wedding. We get married in Vegas, so we have... You know, we have a rabbi. We're both Jewish, and we have a rabbi. So Friday we rehearse with the rabbi, and Marty Kollner, you know, he's directing it, and he rehearses. But you know, rehearsals run late. You know how they always run late. Shows start late.
Did it tonight?
Yeah. Sure. It's the nature of our business. Okay. So the rabbi, now it's getting like almost you know, the sun going down on a Friday night. That's the Sabbath for Jews. So, you know, you can't work after the sun goes down. I don't know, you turn into like a mice, drag you in a pumpkin. Something weird, I don't know what it is, but something weird happens to you. So the rabbi leaves. Now, we're flying him in from the upper balcony. Yeah. See, I do a joke. I say, you know, hey, why don't, Elizabeth and I are going to get married right now. Is there a rabbi in the house? Everyone thought it was a joke. And then he comes out of the balcony flying rabbi.
I like that. That's good.
Yeah, it's good, right? It's good. Right. Except, we're running out of time for rehearsal. This is getting longer than that luggage story I told back in '78.
Where is the carry-on luggage?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
All right, so now, you imagine a rabbi comes in. The rabbi comes in, man. He comes in, it's Saturday, the show's live. He shows up. He goes up in a balcony. He's never done this before in his life. Goes up in a balcony. A guy hooks each side of his ass. And he's standing there, and now a Gentile pushes him off the bench. So he starts to sing. I don't know what he was singing. And he's coming down, and we tested it with another guy, but the other guy was taller, so the rabbi doesn't land. He's like floating. It was so wild, man. That's right. And then we had these 4 beautiful showgirls holding the chuppah. You know, they have a chuppah. It represents a home. And they're holding the chuppah. And Elizabeth, my wife, is standing, you know, underneath the chuppah. And the rabbi had asked us before. He said, Marty said, what are these showgirls going to be wearing? You know, there's a dignity, there's a dignity thing here. So Marty said, full length, all right? But what we didn't tell the rabbi was full length, except we cut out the ass of each. So when the showgirls turned, you saw the rabbi following these 4 asses.
Wow.
He had one hell of a night, this guy.
Yeah. That sounds like a good. That sounds like a good.
Wow. It was wild.
So you had. That's a normal. That's a Jewish wedding. You have a hoop on the court on the stage.
Not a hoop.
A hoop?
No,
What'd you say?
Not a hoop. A chuppah.
Oh, I thought you had.
And you got to get
you guys were shooting hoops.
You got to get the H in it. You got to get an H. No, you know, you ever notice that we all say? You know what? We have a lot of phlegm Jewish people.
Yeah,
that's the way to get the chuppah.
This is kind of exciting. You got married on TV.
Yeah.
And they are in for a surprise tonight because tonight on TV you and your wife are going to get divorced.
Well, actually, we're going to get laid tonight.
You see the clock there, 40. Do you miss being a bachelor?
No, because we lived together for so many years. And the best thing about getting married, man, is you get everybody off your back. People would drive me nuts, man. They drive you nuts. Everybody comes up, when do you get married? When do you get married? You know, guys are jealous that are married. They don't like single guys. You have it, right? Married guys say, hey, what is it with you? When are you going to get married? Because they're jealous. It's like, you know, it's like, hey, why don't you get hemorrhoids? We have hemorrhoids.
That's what it's like.
Yeah, it's like the same thing. It's like, come on, we got hemorrhoids. Go get a hemorrhoid, you know?
Yeah, I like that.
So I got away from that, and I got away from everybody bugging me, and you know, and I had an uncle who used to bug me all the time. You get married, since I'm like 19 years old. Now, you know, I always answer him the same way. So you got to get married. There's no life if you don't get married. That's what he always says. He's a little dumb, but he was a nice guy.
Yeah.
And he always said, you get married, you get married. And then I say to him, I say, yeah, you know, maybe I should, you know, maybe you're right, you know. And then I always say to him, I said, so how's your wife? Oh, that bitch, I'm going to take her head with that, just going to beat her out, you know. Makes no sense.
But I will say this, it's got to be exciting to be Mrs. David Brenner. I mean, you're jet setting. You have a place in Vegas probably. You're all over the country.
What are you reading, magazines?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Isn't it exciting?
I live in the valley like any other guy. I hang out like everyone else. I'm like a regular person. I can buy weird jackets and this is it.
Oh.
No, I don't. No, there's no jet setting with me.
That's too bad.
No, I never.
That's
no,
embarrassing.
No. And besides, Elizabeth, she's not into it. She's not into it at all. She's not into show business. She's an artist. She paints. She couldn't care less about this.
Yeah.
This is all like bull to her.
Does she think you're funny around the house?
Oh yeah. I'm very funny around the house. Of course I am.
Carry on.
You know, I come home with luggage. I got a chance to finish that story, don't I?
Hey, it's good to see you again, sir.
Okay, hey, Greg.
Brenner, everybody.